There's a reason why nature has designed us to spend a third of our lives sleeping. There's intelligence in that design. Sleep is so important for your health. And unfortunately, with the pace of life, the chaos of today's world, our sleep is taking a hit. And this is a very interesting piece of research that's emerged from King's College, from the Zoe research team, showing that there's a link between gut health and sleep and gut health. There's sort of symbiotic relationship between the two.
So we help ourselves by what we eat then, presumably?
But what we eat and how we eat and when we eat. And this then has an impact on how we sleep and the quality of our energy and how we feel when we wake up, and then our lifestyle choices. So it sort of perpetuates. And the study in particular focused on shift workers, because shift work can really take its toll on your sleep.
Yeah, so say you're on 6-2 one week and then 2-10 the next week. Obviously, you will eat differently or whatever. I mean, what can you do to suppress the harmful bacteria then on these shifts?
Well, you've got to manage yourself well if you're going to work shifts. There's been a lot of research for a number of decades now showing that shift work can take its toll on your health, particularly past the age of 30 to 35. So anyone who's going to work shifts, I think fundamentally make sure you're a good sleeper to start with. In my work, I identify people who are good sleepers and people who are more sensitive sleepers. Nutrition's going to be important when you're on your shift and when you come off your shift as well as getting natural daylight, movement, hydration, not overdoing the caffeine while you're on your shift, not then drinking alcohol when you come off your shift, because you want to optimize the quality of your rest when you start resting, when you come off the shift. And drinking alcohol to help you sleep it's not sleeping.
No,
it's passing out.
I have way too much caffeine. On our 5 phone, Dave from Cardiff, I rarely get a good night's sleep. 7 hours is said to be a good night. I never get 7 hours. Does anyone? It is always 7 hours, isn't it?
No, and that's a rough average. Sometimes we need more, sometimes we can get by on less. The important thing is how are you feeling? How are you feeling when you wake up in the morning? Can you wake up naturally without an alarm? Do you wake up with good energy? And do you make good lifestyle choices? But 7 or 8 hours is a good number to hit for.
Debbie from Plymouth, I don't personally think a sleep pattern spoils your sleep. You have babies being fed every 4 hours, for example. You just have to get on with it. I mean, that is another thing people have to think of.
Yeah, it's disruptive when you're a new parent. I've certainly I've been through that myself in the past.
Yeah.
But nature, again, makes us more resilient when we have children. And then when you're a new parent, again, you have to look after yourself even more. Eating well, moving, hydrating, so that you've got the energy to cope with perhaps substandard sleep.
Alan from South Wales, I have slept badly for most of my life, 58 years, until I started cold water therapy a year ago. Now I have great sleep. I mean, is that something you would recommend?
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah. Yes, I'm with Alan on that one. Cold water, but done carefully under the right kind of training and guidance. It resets the nervous system. It's a brilliant way of letting go of stress, and you feel quite naturally high afterwards, and then beautifully relaxed.
And just briefly and lastly, is the secret to good sleep going to bed a bit earlier, before midnight, obviously before 10?
Ideally, the sleep before midnight, that hour and a half, but every choice you make from the minute you wake up until the time you get into bed is going to impact on how you sleep at night. There's a myriad of choices throughout the day.
I feel very relaxed. Dr Nerina Ramlakhan, thank you so much for that good advice. Thank you.